Today on In the Woodyard, me and Bert and Adam met Tony at his place, and we also picked up a hitchhiker. We picked up Mike from K&L Firewood, and we went to Tony's for Tony's Cool Tools Festival. We shot a couple of videos talking about stuff, and then because we were there, Bert and Adam have never run any of Tony's saws. I don't think they've run any of the pro Stihl saws, so we brought our gear along and we thought, well, we're here, let's go cut a little bit of wood. So Bert and Adam both got to run Tony's 500, his 462, his 362, and then we did a bunch of splitting with his Eastonmade Access, because I don't think they have run those much. They might have had a show or something, but we thought, well, we're there, we'll get a little exercise and cut a little bit of wood for Tony. So yeah, they cut a little bit, and Tony had a bunch of oak that was in piles that had been sitting there, so Adam and Bert both like to work. They both like to cut with saws, so they thought they'd give them a try, and they both read them, and they both thought they were nice. They both thought the same thing I thought, that the 500 has excellent throttle response. It's just instantaneous. Very fast saw, very nice running saw. Bert thought it needed a better sharpening job on the chain, which doesn't surprise me because he's used to doing his custom cut that he does when he does his grinding. He does a special grind, and he does more of a square grind on his saw, and he's got a 390 and it cuts awesome, and he's used to that. So, but they got to play with the saws a little bit, and we may have some more Stihl saws in the Woodyard in the future. Mike, who helps us out once in a while, just bought a new 500, so he said he'd let us play with that, so we might be doing that. I think here they're running the 462. They did let them warm up a little bit before they started, but of course when they give her the beans, as they say, the saws threw out a little bit of smoke there a little bit, which is good. It means they're getting some oil. Tony uses his little bitty top handle for marking, which works out really good. It works nice for him. He likes it. He does that, and he also has the laser on a couple other saws too. But I don't know that they were charged, or the boys turned them on at all. They just wanted to cut. But yeah, the Stihl saws cut really nice. You know, the whole debate between Stihl and Husqvarna and Echo and Dalmar and Makita, whatever saw you like, we really don't care what kind of saw you're running or what kind of saw is in our hands. As long as it's running good and it's sharp is all that matters. Same as the whole Ford, Chevy, Dodge, Toyota, whatever. We don't care. We just like stuff that works. And if it works, it's good. That's all that matters. Like Tony likes to say, we're non-denominational. We just happen to all have Husqvarna stuff because there's a dealer close by that is one of the biggest dealers in the state, which I just visited just the other day, and you're going to be seeing those videos also. So yeah, they cut a little bit of oak. There was some red oak from some stuff that Tony had, and then he had some rounds that he had cut up. You're going to see those later that I cut with Tony probably 2 years ago now. We cut it on his buddy Dick's land. He has a whole bunch of oak trees that were dying off, red oak and black oak, and Tony and I went and cut it, and then we hauled it and dumped it at Tony's place there, and it's been sitting in a pile there for quite a while. So Tony's probably watching this, and Tony, it's about time you get that cut up. So he's a busy guy. He's got more important things to do. He likes to ice fish and go fishing and stuff like that, and he's not in the wood business to sell truckloads of it. He likes to make us a little bit of side money and have fun, and likes doing his tool reviews and playing with all the goodies that he gets. So but yeah, the boys thought the saws were real nice. They thought that the same thing I did when I ran Tony's saws. The 500 is real quick. The 500 reminds all of us a lot of the Husqvarna saws in that they are, I think, quicker. I think they run a little faster, more RPMs, but maybe not quite as much torque. It seems to me the difference between the 500 and the 462 is the 462 is more like the other Stihl saws that I've ran in the past, where it just kind of keeps chugging along, but isn't quite as quick on the throttle like the 500 is. The 500 is just, it's like driving a Ferrari. That thing is right now. But yeah, it cuts really good. Needs to have a good sharp chain. It's got proper setup with it, with the rakers and everything. But it's a really nice saw, and she likes to drink. I know that when you're cutting with it, if you're running wide open, she likes to drink, which is good. That means you're cutting a lot. If you're using a lot of gas, that's a good thing. You know, that's one of those things a lot of guys like, oh, it's real fuel efficient. I could care less about the fuel efficiency of a saw. I want it to cut as fast as possible. That's all that matters. When you got a saw in your hands, you want it to cut now. You want it just to go. You don't want to sit there all day long and waste time just because you're saving a couple pennies in gas. They make gas every day. Time is the hard thing to get more of, and I want to cut faster. That's just me. So yeah, these logs were froze down, so they were determined to get them loose. But then when they rolled them over, well, you'll see the bottom here. It's just solid mud all froze on there. So they were like, I think we'll just kind of not cut the rest of this and let it thaw out, and instead of running the saw blade through it and ruining the chain. So I think they cut some of it, but then left some of it. And then pretty soon we're going to go up and do a whole bunch of splitting with Tony's Eastonmade axis, which is a very cool machine. We're not going to use the elevator because we had it in a kind of a tight spot. Tony has this new big bucket that he got. It's a tomahawk bucket, and it's massive. I would really like one. I think it would be a great use in the woodyard for hauling wood, scooping up wood, and moving snow too. It would be really nice. It's a materials bucket, and it's lightweight, and it is huge. On Tony's tractor, it looks really big. It's a 78-incher, and I think it only weighs a little bit more than this regular Coyote bucket, but it's size-wise, I think it's like 50% more space. It's big. So really nice. You'll see that coming up a little bit. So it's going to let the boys cut away. I'm going to quit blabbering on and let you just watch. Thanks for watching.
Now you see why these are so handy?
Yep. Nice. Nice length. I would get a pair.
Now you know why we have the Tomahawk material bucket. It fills up the whole bin twice 78 inches. And it only weighs 40 more pounds than my standard 66-inch tractor bucket. You're gonna love it. Okay, let's critique what the boys did now. Now that I have the crew cut it and split it, what do you think of the splitter now? I know you hate my saws, but what about the splitter?
Well, the splitter is good. I mean, it's nice. You can actually get more consistent pieces. You actually got more control of the wood.
It's very pretty
Yeah,
wood.
it makes pretty wood. And it would make resplits faster than the Ultra. Just because if you got somebody feeding you, you got one guy that's running it, you can put it on the conveyor and be gone.
Now you were saying right after we shut it off, you'd like to have a bar stool right
Well,
over.
yeah, if you could have a stool sitting here, and actually you could have one guy just sitting on the stool, running the pedal, splitting the wood, and it's gone.
It just,
As
again,
long as you have
comes-
somebody feeding you.
Comes down to hands.
Yeah.
Feeding it. Feeding the machine is the hardest part.
Yeah.
Because they're so fast.
Yep.
I like the control.
Adam, what about you?
I like the control that you have of the block because it's right there. The block doesn't move. You move the block, and then it's all by foot pedal then to split it. So I kind of that's really nice.
Yeah. I definitely like the fact that the table comes up and you can slide the whole piece. I know you wanted to grab one of the giant pieces.
Just like
yeah,
you guys were talking about it, that table, it's supposed to be a log lift.
Right.
It basically becomes a table.
Yeah.
It
You
is.
just fill it full, which
Yeah,
is nice.
fill it
It's
full.
awesome.
You've got a huge
Table.
table here to fill that.
Well, usually,
But if you do get one or two bigger ones, you can
Yes.
lift. You can drop it down, roll them on there, lift it.
usually what I start with a IBC tote is I put the tote here. I fill the whole table up, and I forget how many inches. I did the review on it and explained everything. But I load that thing up, and I can get almost a IBC tote, half of it, half plus like 3/4 of it, with everything that's on the table.
Right.
So I don't have to chase wood. Everything's on that table on both
So you're
sides.
staging everything and
Yep.
then working.
Yep.
Staging and work. That's the way to do it. So what do? Same thing? You kind of stage stuff?
No, I don't stage it on the table. I might stage a log lift full and then lift it all up, and then. But I use the conveyor. Like we
Yeah.
use the
Right.
conveyor here. I use the conveyor
Yeah,
home.
that's just because of how we have it set up. Normally, you'd use the conveyor. To
I
go into a
would,
tote,
and if
but-
I'm doing quick quick IBC totes just to take down for stacking, yes, I will use the conveyor and just dump it in.
And I told these guys what you would really appreciate and what they would appreciate, and you and I appreciate, is after hour 3, or after
That's
some amount
exactly-
of time, your back isn't sore.
That's it.
because you're upright.
Yeah.
You can stay out here all day. and
Pretty
then-
much.
and then be fine.
And really, compared to the competition's leg control on it, this one's 1 inch or a half of an
Yeah,
inch.
not much of a
That's all you
stroke.
have to
It's
press
just- it's
down.
just- it's just
Whereas
like a gas
everyone
pedal, you're
else,
just-
you have to almost raise it high, and that's fatigue on the leg.
Sure.
Whereas on these, maybe half inch to an inch.
You
of
find your
travel.
bottleneck is just feeding it fast enough?
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's pretty much.
Yeah, if you're just a one man.
You do most of your work all by yourself. So.
Yeah.
So like when you were at the Hysteria last year, which you guys should all go to, when you're at that, you had a team of guys feeding you. Because I walked around and watched. That's
I honestly
efficient.
didn't
No,
run
but
it.
a lot
No,
of
you
people
didn't
work.
run yours.
Yeah. There was it's kind of like we had here. You
Yeah.
know, the 3 or 4 guys, and somebody always bringing something to the splitter. The name of the game at that point is just keep pushing that pedal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and you can make a ton of wood.
Yeah. But the key is to watching where your hands are.
Oh,
especially
yeah.
on these.
Super dangerous.
Never put anything on top of the
Right.
log.
First thing I told Adam, keep your thumbs low.
Right.
Just because your thumb's hurting doesn't mean you need to cut it
That's
off.
it.
today.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
Don't put your hands where you won't put your willy.
Oh, okay. Edit.
That's a good one to go by, though. That's a good one.
Oh,
Very good.
gosh.
Awesome.
So, anything else you want to say?
We'll hook it up and we'll pull it home.
Yeah. We'll hook on the back of the Dodge. You got
Let me put lights on it first for you guys. I don't want you to get a ticket.
We're not even worried about that.
We're pulling it behind the grocery getter. We'll be okay.
Oh, there we go. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video here of these guys working while I watched them, because I know I had fun today. Hopefully you did as well.
Got to do this again.
Absolutely.
Next time we'll plan a full day. You have all your stuff ready, so when we get here, we can actually get something done.
Oh, so start working. This was supposed to be fellowship, and it got to be work.
Well, that's what we do.
Okay.